Hey guys, it's me. How come I get no light on me? My light's a little funny. So guys, I was supposed to do, I told you these special classes like habit stacking and find your style and all that kind of stuff. Well, I still haven't gone, I want to do some of them on YouTube. So I set it up with the other group. I never got back to it. So, because YouTube crap going on. So, I'm going to reset that date. I'm going to check out some dates for them first to see if they're going to come over with me and help me do one. I can do lives on there now. I have been able to. I just haven't done it on YouTube. And I've got like over 100 videos on there now. And some of them are unlisted because they're from the Garden Palette. So anyways, once I do that, I'm going to set up some classes over there. And like I said, get on YouTube. Hey Sue, get on YouTube. Get yourself in there. It's Diana Myers 899, but or Diana Myers at the Artsy Rose. Either one. I changed the name. Hey Joanne. And just so you know that that's where we'll be doing the specialty classes. It'll be lives, and I can just do them in there. I don't think I want to do that all the time though, because there's enough doing this, unless I change something here. But like I said, I'm doing that, and I'm going to have to rethink some things because of what's going on. So, in the meantime, I showed you a little bit about stickers, and I was getting really frustrated this morning because I couldn't figure these out. And I've seen somebody do them, I've seen a video, and I've done small ones, similar ones. I should say small ones, similar ones. But we're going to do some stickers. There's one I did. And here's, we got storms here, so maybe it's breaking up. There's another one I did. So I'm going to show you how. Hey, so I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And I'm going to show you just some, I went to the Dollar Tree, and it says they're for clay texture sheet, like you would use them in clay. But you guys have probably seen these. Do you guys remember the Barbie doll ones? But I did that one on the back of one of these. Let me see. Right here. Well, I made a bunny sticker too. I made my own bunny. You don't have to use graphics or ephemera. You can just make your own. So that's what I did. But I did the background with that texture stuff. We'll do that, and then I'm going to show you how to do with the paste, how to do a like a textured leaf. So it's basically texturizing paste. You could buy the Deco Art, or you can make your own, which is, I say 2 parts, but I think it's 3 parts. 3 parts or 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Some people use baby powder. And 1 part white glue, white Elmer's glue. Although one time all I had was the wood glue, which is kind of similar. And then 1 part white paint. But I did mine with blue paint, and it was just fine. So you can use any color you want. If you want to do a whole stencil with all different leaves, you want to do all different colors, you could do that. So, and I'm just going to use my texturizing paste today and some paint. So, all right, so let's get started on that. And I haven't started my big painting yet, because between the YouTube and trying to figure out how to do videos on YouTube and keep up classes, it's just, it's just like my stuff is like the last thing to get done. But let me show you something that I'm doing. My daughter had given me, it's a candy box. It's a, it's a Lindt chocolate. Oh my God, they were so good. I ate like almost all of them one day. I'm such a fat kid. So, anyways, I took a Walmart's bag and I smushed it up with water. I spray painted it. I kept smushing it until it was almost like fabric. And then I used, I ended up using this Deco Art decoupage, but you could use just gold glue. It's going to make a stick that's, going to dry clear. So I did that, and now I'm going to put these, I'm arranging them because I don't know if I like these yet or not, but it's going to be a while. These things take forever to get the backs off, so I was like, I'm not doing that for class. It takes forever. So that's something I'm working on. You guys will see. Might be a bit before I get it done, though. Okay. So 3 parts baking soda, 1 part white glue, 1 part white paint. And I'll put it in the comments section. You could also use baby powder. I've never tried that. You'll have to try it. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I got this at the Dollar Tree. Freaking Dollar Tree, man. I love it. So I'm just going to take this piece of paper that I have some image on the other side that I'm not using. And I'm just going to, you know, I tried it with a pen, didn't come out so great. I imagined pencils would work, but I told you I had to go out and buy crayons because I didn't have any crayons. And I used to have tons of them. I think what it is, though, is I kept giving them away to grandchildren and kids, and, you know, so I didn't really use them that much. So I was looking at some oil crayons. Maybe I'll pick up some oil crayons. So I just take whatever color. Let's see what I got here. Stickers. We're going to do like a blue sticker. So let's do a blue background. And I'll show you, I'll put a sticker on top of this group. It has 2 different styles. So you can do either one. But you could probably use anything. If you got stuff around the house, remember doing this when you were a kid, when you would take a leaf and you do the leaves like this? Same thing. This is not a new thing, but I was fascinated when I seen it. I was like, oh, I could use this. And I probably got stuff myself, but I haven't gone to look. And then the other side's different. Just kind of things we did when we were kids we probably don't even think about anymore. I don't. But I remember doing the leaves. I was fascinated. Alright, so now you get 2 different styles. And that's one thing. And I'm going to take, so I'm going to cut this out. And I'll show you how to do the stickers. I'm going to glue this right. I'm just going to use a glue stick for this. And that's another thing. When you're doing, we start doing these stickers, you have to have copy paper consistency. It can't be nothing real thick. And last week I was showing you how to do like the lettering and stuff and then wipe the back off with water. Well, I couldn't get it to do it. Turns out that you got to have a laser printer, and I don't have one, so I have a regular printer. All right, so I'm gonna, oops, I didn't get all of it. Shoot. Let me get the other one. I didn't get all of it, guys. What you get when you're talking. So I'm just gonna come right over here. Oops. Very frustrated today. Trying to get this room clean too. This whole YouTube thing is making me a little crazy, but you know, I'll get through it. Well, it's not YouTube, it's Facebook. And it's not really, you know, I understand I'm not wanting to store all the stuff. I pay for storage for my videos and all kinds of other stuff. And I ain't going to make this real even yet, but my glue stick. I mean, you know, you pay for anything extra. You know, your Google storage. You store things in your phone. You pay for your phone, you know. Alright. So I get it. How it's going to work out with the groups, I haven't decided yet, because today, guys, they had me download and either save or get rid of. It tells you right, you get notified after 30 days. So you guys got 30 days to watch these videos. And I could either unlist them over at YouTube or just send them over. But I have to make sure I do it. Because I got my first one today. Not my first one. I had several others for the other pages. Because in the meta, it said, business, it said pages and profiles. Well, I don't, I don't do, wait, whoops, all over me. I don't do videos on my own page. I don't do that. I do just in the business group. And I get a message today, and it said, no, last night, and it said, it's in the Artsy Rose group. So then I went into where you would get them from, and you can't. You got to go to your group, which is fine. But the point is they didn't tell me that. So now I went to my group. They're business owners. We're all very similar businesses. And so I just glued it on the back. So that's going to be our black background for our card. So now I got a vamoose. I only got it till June 23rd. So there is a way. They said they were going to Facebook told me I had to do it. So they sent me a thing, so they're going to send everything back. Guys, I have hundreds of videos. I mean, hundreds and hundreds. So, long story short, I'm getting very impatient because it's been 2 weeks. I haven't heard anything. But I told one of my friends, and she says we can download it. There is a way. I got the link. The only thing is going to tie up my computer for probably at least 3 days to get all the downloads. So they said they would send downloads, and I haven't heard anything. Which is, you know, you never know how it's going to go with Facebook. I might contact them again, but I'm going to try this, and that's what I'm going to be doing all weekend. So I didn't know they were going to do the groups. So what I'm going to do is, everything that's in this group after 30 days is going to go to YouTube. So it's imperative that you learn how. I know Joelle's son got her on there, that you know how to use YouTube. So anyways, it turns out frustrating. So then you got to find out what you got to do, where you got to go, how you're going to do it. You know, so at this point, I'm just going to it took me 3 hours to do 10 videos. Download them, then upload them if there's no complications. So I'm just going to download everything and then do it. Just keep my current stuff up. So here is 2 that I have. Here's a butterfly, and here's another butterfly. You could use anything. Now if you guys are in the group, you know to go up to guides at the top, and you're going to see these. You can see FM or go into the guide section. You're going to see all kinds of stuff you can use. But these things, when I tried doing these and getting them up, it wouldn't work right. Well, evidently you need a laser printer. And these are done on a regular one. They're not laser either, so I couldn't wipe the back off. But the object of that is that when you have a nice background, like in these cards, and you want this to, like, no white, you just want to see the happiness, well, you can't do that unless it's lasered. I guess you can go to, like, the library. They have them. All right, so I am going to do these. But like I said, they have to be copy paper. They can't be anything thick if you're making stickers. All right, so and then a few things like, you want to have it, which I told you the other day, you want to have these slightly bigger than the picture. You kind of have to. I think that's what makes it stick. And the other thing is when you do it on the you have to do it on parchment paper. You have to kind of make sure there's enough room on each side. I think it has something to do with the way it's stuck, because I put 4 or 5 on a sheet. I thought, oh, this is going to be faster, and I could do, well, I didn't have enough, it didn't dawn on me till after, I didn't have enough room on each side. And another thing is you have to really, like I'm going to use this thing, but you could use like a credit card or something to really push on that to make sure that it's going to stick. All right, so I am going to show you what to do. Here's a piece of parchment paper. And I'm going to put a piece of, now I imagine you could use other things, but parchment paper works pretty good because it doesn't stick. I mean, use it in baking, that's what it's for, you know. And you can also pick this up at the Dollar Tree too. And here's that packing tape, just regular old packing tape. Oh, I see my friend uses a penny. Jamie does. I think I'm going to get a penny to do this. I go back this way. But I just fold it so that it doesn't get lost on me. I just pull it off. Oops. Give this a little fold. Irritating trying to find it. And then you put it onto put it onto the parchment. Now, if you got a really big sticker, I mean like a really big one, you might do that in 2 parts. And then the little overhang won't really matter. There'll be overhang on both sides here. I might do it this way. I'm still going to need some probably on the... I might do more on this side right here. I know it looks kind of crazy, but it does work better if you have more than one layer. I was doing 1 layer, and sometimes it would, when you pull the packing paper, when you pull this off, the backing off it, the glue part would come in. So you got to have it thick enough so that it's going to really adhere to this. I know it makes no sense, but that's just, it works so much better. So now I got 2 layers. I got 1 extra over here to make sure it's big enough. Then you put 2 layers underneath it. And you're also going to make sure, I should have done it the first time, that you get as many bubbles out as you can. And it makes it adhere better onto the parchment paper. Now you could do a big sheet too, but just make sure you got like a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch all the way around the sticker. Then you put your, whatever you're going to do down. And now you're going to put 1 on the top. You only need 1 on the top, but you need 2 layers on the bottom. Crap, I keep picking too much up here. I have like gallons of this stuff because I mail stuff all the time. Same thing. Choo, 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 choo. I'm using way too much tape, but it's okay. Really get it on there good. And now when you go to cut this out, another thing is you got to leave a little rim around the side. Now when I did the one last week and I showed you, I just left the rim. There was nothing sticky behind this. It was just around the edge. And that's just another way of doing it. So you want to have a little bit of a rim. Now, some people like a lot of stickers have, but it's not necessary. Like I said, you can do this with, I went and I did one with crayons. I made a bunny. And I did it, you know, you can make your, you don't have to like use anything that you don't, you know, that is made already. You can make your own stuff. The thing with that is, though, is all the same thing applies. You gotta make sure there's a little rim around here. I think it helps make it stick. I don't know why it won't work with less tape, but if you want a sticky back. It's sticking to everything here. Right over there. I got messes over here. Oh. All right, so now I kind of, after I get that off, all that stuff off, I kind of do it one more time around the edges. Where's one I'm going to put on this one? I didn't get the blue. I did the wrong one. Yeah, I did. It's all right. It'll be all right. Let me do it like this way. So now you got to take the back off. Now, when you go to take this back off, there's going to be 2 on here, 2 sticky tapes. So when I was doing it the first time, all I kept getting was the tape would be on this paper. I couldn't get it off. But with the 2, for some reason, you always get a sticky back. That's sticky. And you got yourself a sticker. Now this is fun to do with kids too, so it's been a while, but I imagine it would be. It's been a while, but you know, you just, with the kids, you probably want to do like, let them make your own stickers. But I made a little bunny. And this is the orange background, so now I got a blue background with a purple thing here. I'm going to show you also how to do, should I do another sticker? You want me to do another sticker? I'm going to do another sticker, just to show you. So I don't know, let me see who's on here. Let me get this up here, make sure I'm on. I got this centered. Am I centered? I hope so. Oh. I get myself so worked up about this whole thing. Really, it's no big deal. I just got to do it. And I had to learn. I told you I did that class on right brain, left brain. I am basically a right brain person. Because I do a lot of art. But you got to use both sides. And I couldn't even use an iPhone. I mean, I had to learn everything. So you got to train your brain to use the other side. So for me, even though I've gotten really good at doing all the computer stuff, there's still like this block that says, oh, this sucks. And it does. That's just not my thing. But I do it, and sometimes it's okay. Once I get so I know what I'm doing, you know, like when you're a kid, you had to learn how to use a cash register or something, you're okay. Like when you get so you know what you're doing with your phone and stuff. But I wasn't like that. So now when I have too much to do, It can really drain my brain. There's another little butterfly. Everybody's on here. Who's on? So now we're still doing the ATC. Is it nice, Joe? So we got like another week for the St. Patrick's Day one. Now, if Jim Smith comes on here, he wants to join. And I told him to go up to the chat group. Now he used to be in the membership with Kat and Lori. What the hell I did with my lipstick today? With Kat and Lori. So just let him know that he wants to do it. Get his address. He's in California. Nice guy. Oh, well, I fixed my lipstick. Been a very frustrating day, so just doing that. So anyway, so I'd rather be doing this. I tell you this guy, I would rather be doing this and fix my lips. Hold on a second. But I did get my tray. I ordered a tray for the front. It's like a dogwood, kind of flowering pink in the spring. Doesn't get real big. But big enough so I don't want to look at my neighbors over that way. So, yeah, the weather is nice here today. It was beautiful all week, and then it got cold last night. I actually turned the heat up, and it's raining. But I took the tree, unwrapped it, and just set it out in the front yard, so, it'll be fine. I got 2 lilac bushes, too, which I'm going to kind of start inside. Let me turn the sound off on this thing here. Go off. Okay, there you go. Now I get back. I'm still mucking. Well, I'm kind of glad. In a way, it's kind of weird because, I had thought I was going to do everything on this iPad. Well, it turns out there's certain things you can't do. You got to have a laptop or a desktop. So I do have one now because there's certain things I couldn't do on here. So I was thinking about returning this. Well, if it's going to take 3 days for all those downloads, it's a good thing I got this because I'm going to need it, And I come off my taxes. All right, so, and that, I think that's a pretty one. I don't know. All right, so now we get our tape. Same thing. You're going to make sure, I should have got a bigger piece of this. Got to make sure you got a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch all the way around. I didn't do, oh my God. I did it, lost it. You know what this thing is for? I didn't know. I just found this out not so long ago. It's to push up wherever you can't see, which is right there. That's how I find it. But Jamie, she keeps like a penny or a nickel or something under this part. I never even heard of that. So, and I was like 3 or 4 times I was going to the front room and I keep forgetting. Get some change. I guess you put it right under it and you can catch it when you need it. Oh shoot! Of course it ripped. Yeah, so did you guys see what I did? We did that painting Thursday night, just showed you how to wing a painting. And it was okay. After I posted, I wish I hadn't posted. A lot of times I look at them before I post them because when I'm talking, it's really hard to talk, teach, and I didn't really pay attention. I just posted it. Oh, shoot, I did it wrong. Oh, crap. What I did. It's okay. I did that before. Just go ahead and put tape right on there. They got the top tape on there already. See what I mean, guys? Put this down. Smooth it out. That's all ready to go. Same thing. Put another one down. Extend it a little bit there. It's like no big deal, I mean, it's not a deal breaker with me anyway, so. It's caught again. Yeah, so like I'm more, I had to learn. I thought, oh, I'm never going to learn all this stuff, and there's a lot to it, The paint and stuff and all that's the fun part, So I got 2 layers on there now, so I can put this on. Make sure I get a little room all around it. See, this piece here is not going to have it, so I'm going to have to I'm going to have to add a piece of tape there. It sounds stupid, but I tried doing it every other way, and you really got to follow those basic rules. You got to have 2 layers underneath. About when you put this down, you got to have 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch around it. So make sure you smooth it down really good with this thing, or a credit card, a piece of wood, anything like that. Then you can pull it up. You're going to have a sticker. And then even when you cut around this, make sure you got a little bit of a rim, like 1/8 of an inch maybe, 1/16 of an inch. Yeah. Sometimes it's that little stuff that makes a difference. Like I've been doing those stencils, those rub-offs. And it really is important to get the edges, because I didn't do one and part of the edge came up. I didn't do it right. So same thing with this. You get done. And kind of just check the edges, make sure they're all adhered. And then pull it up. Oops, and you'll have yourself, make sure it separates. Like I said, every now and then. Well, that was before I started doing the 2. I didn't know you're supposed to do 2. Make sure that when you pull that parchment paper away, you see the sticky part. You could do anything. I seen one lady, she was doing like just magazines, which is another subject, you guys. When we did the jelly plates, I couldn't figure out how to get that. I guess it's a hit or miss thing. Same thing, you got to have like magazine material, or you have to have inkjet. See, I didn't pull it right. Do it again. To the other side. Make sure it's sticky. Laser surgery earlier this year. I had, not laser, I had cataracts. I put them off for quite a while because I was taking care of my parents and my husband. So, and they kept saying, you got to get in there. Well, it didn't seem like it was that bad to me until the doctor said something. I'm like, oh, gosh, you know. So I had, and you know something, I was a little worried about it, but, you know, I remember my grandmother had it, you know, way 100 years ago. I can't get this damn thing off. And they had her whole head wrapped up, and I had to lead her around by her hand, you know. That was pretty sad. Now, I was out of there, like, I did one, a week later did the other. There you go. See, now you see you get the sticky side. You have to make sure that it's sticky. So make sure you push some edges down. So now we have another sticker. What am I going to put it on? Oh, I'll put it on this. This is another subject right here. I bought these really cheap, and I made a whole bunch of really pretty paintings on them, and I sold them online. All right, so get another one. So yeah, cool, right? So now I'm going to show you how to do. I don't really like this with the background. I was going to do that on this and this on that. This would have looked better on the pink, and that would look better on the blue, but Diana screwed up. So I think this would be great to do with kids too. Alright, so now we're going to do, we did 1 project, 2 projects, so now we're going to do this. And like I said, this is pretty simple actually. You can just buy texturizing paste, modeling paste. You can even get a thick gesso. But you can get this from DecoHard. I want to say this is under $6, and it'll last you forever. But if you got baking soda in the house, and you've got, move this over, you guys see me? Move this over a little bit. Baking soda in the house, and any kind of paint, and some kind of school glue, you'll be able to do this. So, all I did was, let me give it something to put it on. I'll get a little more of this, my palette paper. You guys know about palette paper, don't you? This stuff, I think, is like, it's not a bad price. I have to I want to say off Amazon it was like, you could use your parchment paper too. I've done that. You could use wax paper, you could tin foil, anything you got. You don't have to use this, but this stuff comes in handy for me. Right in the book. They had some at the Dollar Tree. I should have picked it up. It was a smaller version, but I could have used it. That Dollar Tree's amazing. Money on it. And I got some with some leaves. So I'm going to do the bunny because I think that would be fun. And, wait a minute, I don't know, what am I doing? Okay, yeah. Alright, so we need some kind of, we'll do that right on, let's do it on this one. Let me do the bunny on here too, right? Can I do the bunny on here? I think that's too much. Not this one. Do the bunny on this one. We do the bunny like this. That'll look good with that, right? We can do this in white too instead of the blue. I don't know if it'll show up, but maybe we'll do like a pink or something. Hold on. I got regular paint too. You can mix in regular paint with your modeling paste or with that solution, which I will put in the either in the comments or I'll just make a post about it when I post all this work. Usually I post my work after class. And then you get yourself, oh, it's in the other room. You're going to need a palette knife or something to put it on with, which I believe is in the other, no, I got one right here. I just cleaned all my brushes, well, most of them. So I'm just going to take some out. And I'll tell you, that recipe works because if you guys remember, we did the angel wings in the fall. Hey, Cindy. In the fall, and it's over here. It didn't crack. It didn't fall off. It stayed where we put it. So that will work good if you want. I think it would save you some money too. You know, if you were somebody doing a big artist, you know, they order stuff by the gallon. I don't have anything that I would use that much, but I'm thinking, you know, I like to do multimedia, and I think I can make up. I know a lot of them make your own solutions. I see they're pouring buckets in the other bucket, and they use that stuff. And like I said, I know some of them use baby powder too, so don't be afraid to experiment. Like if it's too thick or too thin, you could add more baking soda, just like baking a cake. You could like higher, but you could do a lot of different things with it. So anyways, I'm going to mix this pink. Thank you. Yeah, I want to say I got these marked down in the markdown area at Michael's, which they don't always have anymore, and that was one of my favorite things to do when I went to Michael's. You know that one row they would have? Now they put it out in the middle of the store, and I would go down that row, and I would just load up on stuff. Not even sure what I would do with some of it, but, you know, I find it selling any of this stuff. Cheaper, better. Now, the last thing I did as far as looking for things, I told you guys, I got stuff to paint. I went to the secondhand store. I found some pots in a box and some different things we're going to paint, so all I got is a cheap knife, any kind of knife. You could also use, same thing, an old credit card, an old, you know, any kind of old hospital insurance card. So I'm just taking this, you know, mostly on the side, and I'm doing this in pink, but I'm thinking maybe I should add a little white today, so it looks awful dark. Hold on. I want it to show up on here. I want you to see it, but I want it to show up on, ooh, too much. I want it to show up on my thing. Hold on, I'm gonna put that into, I got too much white. There you go. So I'm not gonna use paint today, so I won't put my apron on. Look what happened, right? Yeah, a little bit. I want it to stand up a little bit, so I'm going to add more of this. I want it to be kind of, so it'll stand up, be raised. Clean some of that off and then go back in here. So it's nice and neat. Alright, so you can see I mixed the colors with the texturizing paint. And now you're just going to put your stencil on whatever you're doing. And I'm just going to smooth over it. Make sure it's all covered. You can do just the tip of this too, or the corner of your whatever you're using. You kind of want to make sure it's kind of even all the way across. And don't do it too much because you don't want to lift up this, get underneath the sides. But that's okay. Kind of come in here and do this number. I think maybe this worked better. It's okay. Let it dry. I'm going to try this one instead. A piece of paper. See if I got any ones. Oh, here's one. This one's like kind of ready for something. Oh no. Okay. This one's ready for something. Let's try that again. I'm going to do a little more thickener this time. Make sure the card's underneath here, right? Oh, I already got it all over already. Alright. Well, that's better than the first time. It's a bunny. It's a bunny. I'll probably do something around the edges anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you get a little bit. It is mixed media, so you can mix it up. Let that one dry. Got two bunnies. Now I kind of want to do, let's do a different color. This over here. I'll get another piece. Let's see what I got here. Let me use a piece of this. I keep everything in case I need it. Let me do this with the blue, I think. See, the advantage of doing this with like the impasto paint or with the thicker paint, I think it came out thicker than doing it that way. See, this is a thick paint. Extra body or heavy bodied or any of those kind of things. I mix them in with the texturizing paste. Same thing, that's Deco Art too. Isn't that pretty? It's a pretty blue. Alright, so let's see if we can just do the vine on this one. Same thing. So sticky. Yeah, that's better with the, we gotta let that dry. I was gonna do something on that too. Let's see this one. Let's do the same thing. Can you guys see what I'm doing over there? Okay, just checking. I don't always stay centered where I'm supposed to. I kind of drift. There you go. That's cool. So now, make sure this is a thicker paint, so make sure you clean these stencils off. I'm going to take them right into the kitchen when I get done here and put them right under the hot water. So that's how you do that. There's a couple more things you can do with your cards. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to do one more on this one. Do one on this one, too. I think maybe that blue would be pretty. So we do the ATCs, and they're like doing small art. So the advantage of like when I had my salon, we used to do I used to sell my little cards. And at first, I had one person in particular asked me to do this card with a SU snowman for her grandchildren. So a few people seen it, and they're like, well, you know, I would like. So I started doing these cards that had like a little you know, shoebox, and I did. Oh, it's a great way. These small things like this are a great way to learn all different techniques. Learn how to paint and draw, and it's like having a little canvas without all the work, and it gives you the opportunity to try all different colors and paints and stuff. So even these little ATCs, I had never heard of them until like a year ago. I kind of got a wind of them, but I didn't really know what they were. ATC means Artist Trading Card. So these are the things we do when, you know, we want to trade. So if you guys go up in the chat section up there at the top, you'll see there's 2 chats in there. One I was going to eliminate. It's a long story. There's a couple wackos in there. So every now and then if I get somebody in there, same thing with in here. If I get some, a lot of them, they go through this thing, I pre-approve. Most people go through, but if not, it goes to my email and I have to approve them, but most people get in. But the reason that is like the way it is because mostly these weird guys, you know, like all military guys, are weird. We don't want nothing to do with you. Stay off our pages. So I'm sure a lot of you guys will get that. So I got a couple bunnies here. Get them dry. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. What else can I show you today? Did you guys see what I did? I got done doing that painting, you know, and I wasn't crazy about it. I shouldn't have even put it out. Well, I ended up taking Posca pens and I changed the colors and I kind of outlined some of the paintings and stuff. But those Posca pens are a great way to fix like a watercolor too. So, I love the stupid things. You know, it's funny because I've had those white ones. One, I learned that you're supposed to make sure that you keep them wet or make sure you don't go into wet acrylic paint. So it got ruined. But since then, I know not to do that. And I've had these, I'm going to say 3, maybe 4 years. You see how much painting I do. And I use them a lot. So even though they're a little more expensive, I can see why people buy them. But I told you I've seen a video on how to fill them, to refill them. It doesn't look all that complicated. I'm sure you guys can find it online. Look what paint I got on me. So that's pretty much it today. So we learned how to, from old school, learned how to use our, make sure you pick these up. These little, what do you call them again? Clay texture sheet. I almost walked right by it. But that was the only one. They had 2 different designs, the only one. So you learn how to do that. And we learned how to do textured stencils. And we learned how to make stickers today. So that's quite a bit. It's 3 things in one class. So I think we're going to start doing like Easter stuff. So I'm thinking we're going to be doing some bunnies, you know. I was thinking about maybe doing some bunnies, more bunnies today, but there's not enough time with all this stuff. You do your own. They're cute. So you guys can experiment with it. If you got packing tape, I have lots of it. It's like something I keep on hand. I gotta move these out of the way when I'm dry. So I will see you guys next week. Like I said, you guys got another week, and I can announce the winners for the that. And then we got the monthly challenge. What is the monthly challenge this month? I think it's just anything Irish. I know a few of you had some stuff out there, so, and I'll give a prize out for that too. So this month I'm actually going to give out supplies. I'm waiting for some stuff to come in the mail. But I got a couple watercolor kits too. I'm giving out little watercolor kits, a bunch of colors in them. And I got some brushes, and I still got those palette knife sets, and I still got, I think I got 2 of the color wheels left. So you guys are going to get some good supplies. And maybe next month I'll do paintings and stuff. So I'm going through all that stuff. But Jerry said that she uses the little boxes from the Dollar Tree. I love that Dollar Tree. And I have some, and I'm sitting here looking. I got this whole shelf here. Supposed to be for art supplies. I got it all decorated. I don't need all that on here. It's just me. So I'm thinking I'm going to measure these shelves and get a whole bunch, because I got all these ATCs and really no place to put them. I just got them in a box. And I think maybe next week we're going to do this finally, because it's closer to Easter now. And I'll make a tracer for that. And we're going to do some kind of bunnies. And we'll do some big paintings. So we'll do that the next couple of weeks. So you guys have a great afternoon. And I'm hoping if you guys do any of this stuff at all, I'd love to see it. If you make a sticker or do a little texture paste, or, you know, find these things. Or, you know, you probably got something in your house. I'm pretty sure you got to have something like that. So just like we would use for our jelly plate, you know how we put things in there. I told you that I wanted to do an image on there, and I'm watching this one artist. She couldn't get the image to transfer over in the jelly plate. It's the same thing. You got to have like really graphic, like from either like a magazine, not like a newspaper, like a magazine. I didn't know that, because sometimes I get a little bit to come through. Or you got to have a laser jet printer, which I didn't know. mine does copy mine. I bought it so it would copy. It make like 8 by 10s of my work, and I can sell it prints. But it doesn't do LaserJet, so I didn't know there was a difference as far as that goes. Anyways, guys, so I'm gonna put that the recipe in the comments when I put these back up on the page. So you guys, hey Jessica. So you guys have a great afternoon, and I will see you next week. Oh, we're gonna pretty soon here. I'm gonna be starting Tuesday classes. I'm not sure what time, but I think it's just gonna be a painting. I'm thinking going back to Palette Knife Tuesdays, which is in my group. It's in my other group, so which I'll probably post them on YouTube too. Everything on here now is gonna go to YouTube, so you can watch it for 30 days. But if you can't find it, they delete it. They give me 30 days to delete it, or this says right on there, we're going to delete it. So when I get done with this class today, it says right on there, this is only good for 30 days. You have 30 days to get rid of it, or I can delete it right away. Well, I'm not gonna. So just so you know that, it's not me. So you'll have to go to YouTube. And anybody that's in my groups, I'm going to combine some of this stuff. I'm going to give you a link. Of course, it'll be a paid group. I'm going to give you a link, and then you can go over there and use that link. And as long as they have your email over there, you can get into all of them. But right now, you can only do the ones that are in this class. So, and I got to go through all of them and put them over there. So, guys, it's a project. So, like I said, I just found out last night that I can get them all at once, but they tied up our computer for 3 days. So, just to let you know that you will be able to see them. I will keep them for you. So you got 30 days to watch this or rewatch it or whatever. All of them in this group. But what's nice is you can go over to YouTube and you can binge watch them just like Netflix. I think that would be fun. Get yourself some popcorn and soda and sit there and watch the stupid videos of me. All right, guys. So you guys have a great afternoon, and I will see you next week. And I hope inspiration finds you wherever you go. And make art. Make lots of art. Bye, guys.